the callback function takes in two arguments. In this function, we are going to do several stuff. The first stuff that I actually forgot to mention something, so let's do that right now. Let's keep this short. I actually forgot to include a security check because I want my users to only go to a specific page. I don't want them to go to a different page. I want to place some sort of security check in here, and I will explain that to you, don't worry. So this will go inside this if statement. And now let's also include an else clause, and inside this else clause we will use the write-head method like before, but this time we will be using a status code of 404, and then we will send in a content type, and also we will use the response end method to end the script. I will explain everything once I finish writing off, and then I will use the text HTML content type, and inside this we will include a message for our visitors or users. Sorry mate, try our, and we will include an HTML anchor tag, and this anchor tag will actually redirect them to the specified page that we want the users to view on their we want the users to have a look on their browser. So this page will be try our featured posts. So what I actually did in here is that I have, because I've already told you the argument that we are passing in inside this create server method is an anonymous function, and this function will take in two arguments. These two arguments are themselves objects. Because they are objects, we can call in properties. We can also call in their respective methods like this. This HTTP is also an object, and we are calling in the create server method that's contained inside this HTTP object. So because this is a method, this is actually a property. If you hadn't watched the if you didn't watch all the episodes, the previous episodes, I actually discussed about the JavaScript object. So if you have forgotten about the JavaScript object, then you should head back to the first few lessons, because in those lessons I actually reviewed the basic syntax and the meanings of JavaScript object. I also discussed about how to create the JavaScript object, how to reference them, how to call the method from any object. So you should head over to the first few lessons, because you won't understand anything if you don't get the idea about properties inside JavaScript objects. So because request is a JavaScript object, this includes an URL property that's defined by nodes documentation. I mean the nodes scope, the global scope. So this is actually local scope, not the global scope, sorry for that. So inside this request object we get a property. Now this property should be equals to the root document or the root HTML or the home page. This only singles / actually means the home page in web terminology. When you type in www.google.com, if you type in www.google.com / and hit enter, then you would actually get the same home page, even if you just write www.google.com, because Google assumes their website is actually designed to assume that even if the visitor forgets, or even if the visitor does not know that this forward slash means the home page, it actually assumes, the Google's software or the application assumes that you are looking for the home page. So you don't have to do that. Once you get to Google, once you type in the entire address of Google. But when you're programming behind the scenes, especially when it comes to server-side programming, you will have to have this type of security checks, because I want my users to only view or to only look at the blog posts or the titles, I mean to the blog titles on my homepage. If they type in something like, if they go to my website and they want to go to a page that does not exist, then I will throw in a 404 status code, which means you have this is a red signal for them, which is a forbidden, which is like a resource not found. And I will tell them, look, I don't have that resource that you're looking for, so you should better try out the featured posts page, which is actually my home page. So if they don't go to my home page, if they're requesting a different page than my home page, then I will tell them that I don't have that page, so you should actually check out my home page rather than checking out just random pages. So if they go to my home page, then I will do something else, and that's what we are going to write in here. So let's get back to this callback function. In this callback function, we are including two arguments. Now, this is an asynchronous method or asynchronous function that's being retrieved from this file system object. Now, this function or this method actually is looking at your local machine's directory, or it's looking at the local machine's files. So it looks at the